Welkom bij de tweede aflevering van Pervin Proeft over de Indiase keuken. Vorige keer kon je al zien hoe CK samen met Pervin aan de slag ging met de heerlijke linzendaal en niet te vergeten de egg burji. Ook kun je op de website van BredaNu kijken naar hoe CK een Indiase chapati snack maakt, maar dan met overgebleven tortilla wraps. Maar inmiddels heeft CK de frituurpan gevuld met aardappeltjes voor het volgende gerecht.
So in Holland you have the fried potatoes, fried chips or baked potatoes. This is going to take it to the next level with sauce and chaat masala.
CK gaat aloo chaat maken, een populair Indiaas streetfood gerecht. In de vorige aflevering vertelden we al dat gerechten per regio anders gemaakt kunnen worden. Maar de rijke Indiase smaken komen in ieder geval terug. Iets wat CK nog wel eens mist bij snacks in Europa.
And this is what I sometimes find missing in Europe in terms of snacks or food is it's there, but the final kick is missing.
It's missing because you use this and you are lucky if it's with mayonnaise or, well, so that's
exactly.
the classical things here in Europe, mayonnaise, ketchup.
However, I find yopi sauce to be very close to the Indian sauce that we have, the concept of sourness, tanginess. Okay. My friends laugh at me when I have yopi sauce because it's supposed to be for kids or something. With friche, you have the pinda sauce, yopi sauce, and I love yopi sauce. So this we are going to try to make it golden brown.
Golden brown, that's the best ones, huh?
So this will be room temperature. Usually these two dishes we would eat it warm, but the rest of the street food is a bit room temperature. Yeah.
But you now took it out because you want to make sure that why
so if it was continuously cooking, it will keep getting brown outside, but it will not get cooked inside. So when you take it out,
you wait a little bit.
The temperature goes inside. You let it cool down a bit, and then you fry it, and then the crunch comes in. And this is what is the difference between the Dutch, Belgian frying and the rest of the world, because they fry it twice. Mm-hmm. They fry it and then they let it cool down on the top rack.
In Holland, they do.
In Holland, exactly.
Because they're already fried potatoes.
Once, so the first frying helps to make it soft.
Yeah.
And the second frying gives, so now you see the golden went very fast.
Yeah, as a lecturer, you look at the science part of it as well, maybe.
I like, when I'm cooking, I am more of a process. I am engineer in the previous 2 decades back. So I like the process part of it, and for me cooking is a science and an art, because you can combine and create new things, but you also have to follow very precise steps, what goes in at what time, how does it work, how does it react.
To get the best and most delicious.
Yeah, so that's the more science part of it.
Okay,
so
we have the potatoes now.
Yeah, so we will let them cool down a bit. What we would do is, in India, another one of the secret taste or I would say an ingredient is tamarind. So you get the tamarind paste here, but in India we have the fresh fruit of it and dried, and that becomes the base to add sourness to a lot of dishes. And we do have sourness in our food, but what we do is we usually complement it with sweet. So you would have sweet and sour combined. So that is there, but I did find, and I think this comes from Suriname, and Suriname has a history with India.
Also,
exactly. So this specific mayonnaise has tamarind in it as well. So this was the closest to the tamarind sauce that I could find. So we are going to use a bit of this sauce. But into this, I'm going to add a little bit of the green onion to mix into the sauce. A lot of coriander leaves, that will be one of the dominant tastes in this sauce. A bit of the chaat masala, so the street food thing that I said earlier, into the sauce, and then we will sprinkle a bit on the top.
And this can you buy also at all these herbs you can buy here in the supermarket?
The chaat masala is at the Indian store. This is not sold so easily.
And there is an Indian store here in Breda or in Tilburg?
There is one in Breda on the New Hagdijk.
New Hagdijk, there you have all these herbs.
Yeah, and but in Eindhoven or in bigger cities there are a lot more of them, and that's nicer there. And some chopped tomatoes.
And I think in Breda, people are so much into food and all the different kind of cuisines. Definitely.
Yeah. So that's.
And it will be definitely, I think.
And most of the Indian restaurants usually still cater these typical Indian dishes, and I want to bring a different side of Indian food that I personally liked a lot. I love the curries and all of it.
But maybe more.
But the street food was what I still miss a lot from India.
I think as well. That would be very nice. So do that. Open it. I will be your customer.
Okay, so now we are going to take off our potatoes. And you hear the crunchiness of it.
Yeah, they're very crunchy now.
Add a bit of the chaat masala that we talked earlier, so that will go into here.
And I can just maybe a little bit of this.
Yeah, and then we are going to mix it up with this sauce.
And you put the sauce over it, okay.
Yeah. So chaat is usually served in like a small bowl or something, and it's all mixed, ready to eat kind of food.
Yeah.
It has become a popular dish in weddings because
really? Why?
Because in India we usually don't have a sit-down culture of weddings, so you have a buffet concept, and then one of the dish is the chaat that would be there. How it is. And that is where then I add the chaat masala.
I thought so, because I saw you not putting too much in it.
No.
Gonna taste one as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you get
the sweetness. You taste the sweetness. Yeah.
Sweet sourness of it. And the final touch to it would be the dash of lemon on it. Yeah.
De aloo chaat is klaar, maar CK gaat nog een variant op dit gerecht maken. Chana chaat is ook weer zo'n populair gerecht dat je in India op straat kunt kopen en eten. Maar natuurlijk kun je dit gerecht met kikkererwten ook gewoon thuis maken.
Okay, so now we are going to make a version like we made the aloo chaat. We will make chana chaat, which is chana is basically the chickpeas. And chaat
is that
again
called chana?
Chana.
Chickpeas.
Yeah, chickpeas or kikkererwten. They are called chana. So again, we use a bit of raw onion, green onion, tomatoes, a bit of green chopped capsicum.
Which we already have chopped before, so we can all put them in there.
On together.
And you start with?
And additional that we are going to add into this is the cottage cheese. So this is the one that I got here from Albertine. But in India, we use this, we call it as paneer. I think in Turkish cuisine also you have the term paneer. And that is the firm white cheese that the fresh one.
Paneer.
We call it paneer.
Paneer, Turkish,
So that cubes we use with the chana to add it up a bit. Again, no strict rules. You can also add some nuts, rosin into it. Yeah. Anything that basically balances the taste. So you're looking for...
It's a freestyle cooking.
A bit of it. There is still flavors to it. So like the royal chaat will have some cashew nuts and rosin. The street food would have just the kikkererwten or So to start it first, we will mix up everything, and at the end we will add the chana into it. So I'm going to add some tomatoes, a bit of red onion, some chopped capsicum that we had.
And then comes the paneer.
Paneer. Yeah. Then we're going to add some green onion as well. Coriander, quite a bit.
Quite a lot.
Yes.
And then what's that?
A bit of salt.
The salt.
A bit of garlic powder into this.
Can you put fresh garlic in it as well?
Fresh garlic will be too strong into this, so that would not go. I'm trying bislok this time. In India we don't use it, but it should work here. But one new spice or herb that I'm going to use is the dried mango powder. So this again we get it as a raw spice.
And that's only mango powder?
That is just dried mango powder. So that is to add the sourness into this. The chaat masala. And a dash of fresh lime juice.
For the freshness. It looks
For
very
the
fresh.
freshness and the sourness of it as well. So the chaat usually you eat somewhere around, so in India the dinner is at 9, around 9, between 8 and 10. And around between 4 and 7 we eat street food. It's a very common, either on street or you have something at home, but there is this concept of a snack.
You're getting hungry a little bit and you want a snack,
so
this is the ideal one.
Exactly, and then the purpose of these snacks are that they should make you, they should fill you, but they should also make you more hungry for the dinner.
Yeah, you get
so
appetite.
That is, exactly, so that is where we use the sourness.
But you be careful not to eat too much, otherwise you lose your appetite for the dinner.
Yeah, or I used to have basically street food as my dinner. So I never liked the big meal, but instead a lot of different street food, and that would be it. So the reason we mix it beforehand, before adding chana, is because this is easier to mix. But once you add the round chickpeas, then it gets a bit tricky.
Yeah.
And also to adjust the taste of whatever spice or salt is missing, you can add it beforehand and then just serve it with the chana.
It's a carnival of colors.
Yeah, that's India. Like
it is, isn't it?
It is. It is.
Yeah,
and after living in Rome, I realized how colorful India is. Because Rome, usually people wear mostly black, blue, or some very plain shades, and India is floral, colorful.
Yeah. I like that. Yeah. As you can see.
Nu ook de chana chaat klaar is het tijd om met het laatste gerecht aan de gang te gaan. En dat is iets dat je zelf misschien ook wel als lunch hebt gegeten. Maar nu natuurlijk met een Indiase twist.
So this is a take on toasty. I also believe this was not like a natural Indian dish in terms of we never had bread. We did not have the concept of white bread.
No, I would say white bread is very British, let's say that way. Yeah.
So I think it came in last few years, and it started somewhere around Mumbai.
Yeah.
But now it has become one of a staple snack that you see everywhere at home, on street food. And again, very easy to make, and I think quite delicious than just an average ham cast toasty. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's nice.
But this
is also
the real
there.
one.
This is a different version of it. Yeah. We'll have one which will have the potato, tomato, and onions, and a little bit of salt, chaat masala for the tanginess. And the second one is what I discovered in Mumbai, actually, which is made with a bit of cheese, green capsicum, and cottage cheese to add into it. So this has like
again, it's a vegan and a vegetarian.
It's a vegan and vegetarian. Yeah. In India, vegetarians, we don't have so much concept of vegan. It's vegetarian. So vegetarian includes vegetables, milk products, no eggs. So that's vegetarian for us. So for us, both of these are vegetarian. This is what will go inside the toasty. A bit of red raw onions into this. Chopped tomatoes.
So we have the potatoes, the onions, the tomatoes.
The chaat masala for the flavor in there.
Which is also a bit salty, right?
Which is a bit salty, but also tanginess into it. And then all we have to do is just mash it up so that it becomes a bit, not necessarily like a paste, but at least it can remain between the two slices of bread.
But can you also put this in a kitchen machine, or is then it's get too...
No, that becomes like a paste, so that's not the idea. You need to have a bit of chunk, but you could use the smasher for the potato, for the stampot.
The stamper,
Yeah. And these potatoes are not so well boiled. Usually it should mix.
Yeah, if you make them at home, you cook them, they're more softer.
Yeah,
these ones, of course, are the pre-boiled from the supermarket.
Yeah, exactly. So now to prepare for this, we butter up the breads, if you would like to.
Yes, sure.
Yeah. So you butter up inside a bit, but actually we will add more on the outer parts.
Yeah.
Because that is the side that will get grilled.
And we use normal butter.
And you use normal butter.
Rome butter.
Rome butter,
Yeah. Yes, so that's done.
Okay. I'm going to use my hands in this, so.
That's fine. I like cooking with hands.
Yeah, you can then
if you wash them and they're clean, that's much better. And now we put the butter on the top.
And now we add the butter on the top of it as well, and then some on the thing.
A lot of butter?
A bit of butter, not a lot, because otherwise it will get too greasy as well, and we will add some on the toaster itself, so that should be good. Yeah, just a bit on this then. So we will first prepare all the sandwiches. The other one we will add later, yeah. And then we are going to start basically cooking them. So now we are going to make the second mix of it, which is with a bit of green capsicum.
Paprika, groene paprika.
Groene paprika. And this one has very different taste than rode paprika or yellow paprika. And they are not necessarily as a species, but they are two different type of peppers. They are not. There is not just the difference of taste, but they are significantly different. So I'm using here mozzarella cheese, but you can use any cheese that could just melt inside, but not too much runny.
You can use Dutch cheese?
Yeah, the Dutch cheese.
Gouda?
Gouda, but I think it is too strong in terms of the taste of Gouda. And you want a little bit of a lighter cheese because the taste of the green capsicum should come out. So that's the goal here.
This is something you make for lunch. You mentioned street food. Where is that always? Of course, street food you buy on the streets, but also make at home, right? What do you?
Yeah, so families usually would make it, like moms would like to make it at home because it's more hygienic and they can control how they want it in terms of taste, ingredients. I would not do it always, in India at least, because it takes quite some time to make
and
this.
If you're just in the street and you're being hungry and you want a snack, you grab.
You quickly have the snack.
We always say grab and you go. And have a nice sandwich on the street.
Exactly, the sandwich is there and it's not very expensive. Street food is something that is so I usually eat
affordable for everybody.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Not always, because sometimes
it's still expensive. It's still cheaper
not just
to make it at
expensive,
home.
but in terms of the kind of oil they would use, or sometimes they do use a bit stronger spice to have a strong taste, but then you cannot take it all the time. So, but in overall in Asia, it is very common. Like when I was traveling in Vietnam, it is common for people to eat in the evening, but also their lunch or dinner as a
street food. Yeah.
Because all those cuisines do take a lot of time. The pho in Vietnam, or the kind of sauce, curries.
It's a lot of cutting as well.
Yeah.
It's a lot of all this fresh vegetables needs to be cut and done, and
So if you are like a single person or a working class, you do not have so much time to cook. So then street food becomes a good option.
So we put some butter on that as well.
Yeah, but a bit less.
Was it too much what I used? I was too generous.
Yeah. Otherwise it will get too oily.
Like this? This is better, right?
Is good.
Okay. We're gonna put them in a toasty fryer.
One of this toasty, and
this is the classical one, which some people have. Oh, this is a grill, but you have the toasty machines at home, maybe. But you have a very interesting one that. Tell me.
This is childhood memory. This is I bought it this time when I was visiting India because I missed it. And this is the one we use at home, but also on the street food.
Yeah, because it's not electronical.
It's not electronic.
You can even take it to a barbecue, maybe.
Or to a barbecue. It needs a flame to cook faster.
Okay.
So the temperature has to be there. And the beauty of this is that you can control the cooking in the crunchiness you want. And the second part is that the way it seals up, it makes it like a closed pocket, a bit like empanada, and not like an open sandwich with stuff falling out. So that's why I prefer this instead of the grill maker.
Right.
But it's fine in either way that you make it. So with this one, we are going to heat this one up first with a little bit of butter inside.
Oh, you put the butter inside.
Yeah, so that it gets greasy.
So that's very handy, actually,
And when I was buying the house, one of my criteria for the house was that it needs to have a flame kitchen. Because for Indian cooking, you need it like fast cooking, a bit like wok.
Yeah.
And electric or the induction, they are doing a good job, but not there yet.
Na een paar minuten boven het vuur, een paar keer omdraaien en spieken of de tosti al klaar is, kan het vuur uit.
So let's see how it is.
Yeah.
Oh,
See, that's
perfect.
the golden touch
That's
that
beautiful.
you want. Yeah.
Oh, look how beautiful. Yes, looks great.
Because also the trick with this one is the even application of butter. Like it should be all golden, so that means it needs butter spread out.
Also a scientific approach to it.
Yeah, or it's a matter of like the look. Like I was as a kid growing up very picky if it was not all golden. If there was any spot,
You didn't want to eat it?
No.
Oh
Next.
my God.
So
Okay, well now we're gonna make the yogurt sauce.
yeah.
or
So
is
now
it
that we have all these things, we are going to make two sauces. One is the fresh mint and coriander sauce. It is one of the most common ones that you usually get when you go to an Indian
You also
restaurant.
use mint.
There is mint in it. And the second one is from the south of India. They eat it when it is very warm because the red onion combined with yogurt and tomato helps you to cool down.
Yeah.
So in this again, we have chopped
In the
tomatoes.
meantime, look at the tosti, still doing well.
Still needs to get a bit more golden. So we have a bit finely chopped tomatoes in here. The raw onion goes in. You can also add cucumber in it.
Then it's gonna be a bit like a tzatziki.
A bit like tzatziki, but in tzatziki, I think you grate the cucumber, and
Yeah.
here you have more chunks. And just regular Greek yogurt or Turkish yogurt,
And that's it.
and that's it.
Yeah. And what about the tosti? Oh, that looks
It's
great.
getting golden.
Yeah.
So again, as you saw, I think we have added onion and tomato in nearly every dish.
Yeah, we did.
So
can
we
start
have just
eating.
one last
More.
sauce, one small dip that can go with meats, with barbecue. Again, it has coriander in it, so I hope the people who cannot taste coriander, they may not like it.
I have one question. In India, you don't eat beef, but you
Yeah.
do drink cow milk, or
Yep.
you do? It's
Yep.
just only the beef you don't
We
eat.
drink cow milk, we use cow leather
Everything, yeah.
products.
Yeah,
It's
okay.
just we don't kill
The
the
animal.
cow for the living,
Yeah.
for the meat part.
Okay.
Otherwise, we use basically everything of the cow, the bones.
As long as you don't kill the animal.
But you
yeah.
don't kill it. So the idea, this is my theory on it, is that in the past, people, if you start killing the cow, then your income is lost in that moment. But if you have the cow, then it is a continuous income. The
That's
calf
the
of
theory
the-
behind it.
That's
why
my
you-
theory
why
of it,
the
I
cows
believe.
are holy.
And then how do you make the whole society accept this rule? And that is by putting it into religion. So this is
Very
my
smart, yeah.
So this
Could
is
be.
what I think was the
Yeah, I
reason
think it's
behind
a good
it.
idea, yeah.
And it's a bit like in Europe, you don't kill a horse. So that's the kind of attachment and then the role a
Yeah.
cow plays in the Indian society.
Yes, are we ready?
En of we er klaar voor zijn. Klaar om te eten.
Well, CK, it looks so delicious, and I don't know where to start. So tell me, what do we do first?
We can go in terms of how we would do it in India, can be the chaat.
Yes.
Because the tanginess, the salt that we added in it will help you get your juices flowing, your digestive juices flowing,
Okay.
and you get more hungry. And then we get to the heavier stuff. Maybe
Well, we can put it all at one plate,
or
right?
that one, yeah.
Or
Either
put it-
ways you
No,
like.
just I
You
like
could
that.
put it all on the
I
plate.
like to have all the colors on my plate.
Yeah.
And then a little bit of the eggs. Look how beautiful this is. Het is echt heel lekker en mooi. Ja, lekker weet ik nog niet, want dan ga ik zo proeven. Maar het ziet er prachtig uit. Beautiful. And then the sauce next to it.
The sauce can be next to it. Usually we eat from the bowls, so we have like a lot of small bowls.
Ah, and then you dip
And
on
yeah,
it.
and you have your own.
And then the tosties you can
The
get.
toasties can be on the side or
On the side,
whichever
okay.
way, and then you have these dips
All right,
also
of course, I
too.
forgot the dips. Wauw, hoe mooi is dit, mensen? Kijk eens naar. Ik laat het even zien. Prachtig, al die kleuren. Het ruikt ook heerlijk. En ik ga lekker eten. Eet smakelijk.
Eet smakelijk.
Ja. Nou, dat ziet er echt heel erg mooi uit. Well, CK, it was really a pleasure with you to be in the kitchen and this private workshop, I would say it. I'm such a lucky person and it's really delicious. I really like to thank you very much. And
Pleasure was mine.
It's really very nice. Thanks again.
You're welcome.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah. Nou, u bedankt voor het kijken. Je ziet, ik val met mijn neus letterlijk bijna in de boter. Het is geen boter, maar het zijn heerlijke Indiase gerechten. Bedankt voor het kijken en tot de volgende keer.